Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I've watched a lot of basketball. You know you're doing something unique when one of the greatest basketball players ever mentions that they're watching you play. Larry Bird's statement that he watched Caitlin Clark and her team as much as he watched last season was exactly that Indiana State, his former collegiate squad. Additionally, if you know anything about Larry Bird, you are aware that he is not one to bestow praise readily. This man has played against the best basketball players in history and has seen it all. Nevertheless, he finds time to see a young player who is in contrast only beginning her career. However, this is not just about Bird being a fan. He recognizes something in Clark that makes him think of his own basketball career. Consider this. Bird wasn't the most athletic player on the court in his day. He wasn't the fastest runner or the tallest jumper. He possessed an incalculable understanding of the game that appeared to be nearly miraculous. Decades later, he is still experiencing the same enchantment in Clark's game. Clark is establishing a whole new ocean in addition to generating waves, and Caitlin Clark is breaking television records again. She is breaking her own television records. Basketball. Nike offered her a $28 million contract before she ever participated in her first professional game. That's more than many NBA players make. To put it in context, even though she has only just begun, she is already the WNBA's top star. The problem with being in the spotlight, though, is that it's not all cheers and autographs. Everyone watches your every move, and some people love you while others doubt you. When you compare Bird and Clark, you can begin to understand why he is such a huge fan. As if they were reading minds while everyone else was reading a book, they both possess this sixth sense on the court, which allows them to anticipate plays before they occur. They both can shoot from range that make coaches concerned and defenders upset, but the shooting isn't the only thing. It's their perspective on the game. While most players are playing checkers, Bird and Clark are playing chess, thinking 3, 4, and 5 moves ahead. Let's break down what makes Clark's game so exceptional. She always has the same expression in her eyes that all the greats had when they took the court. This expression conveys the message, I belong here. Similar to Bird, she compensates for her lack of athleticism by outsmarting and outperforming everyone else. She is evidence that basketball is more about thinking faster and performing better than it is about who can run faster or jump higher. The story becomes much more intriguing at this point. Having won 9 NBA titles as a player and coach, Steve Kerr is no stranger to brilliance, but he notices something different in Clark. He sees Steph Curry instead of Larry Bird, and when you think about it, that comparison might be even more telling about where basketball is headed. Here's what Kerr said, and pay attention because this is important. Caitlin reminds me a lot of Steph Curry. A lot of people might not remember this, but in Steph's first couple of years, he wasn't a superstar. He wasn't who he is now. I've been watching from afar and understanding just how much of a power she is out there on the court. The cool part is the way that she plays and her range, and the level of difficulty on her shots is obviously a very close comparison to the way he needed to gain strength and realize that he was being pursued. That's what Caitlin is going through at the moment. Clark is also discovering that the professional game is different, much like Curry did in his formative years. She has had some incredible games, such as when she scored 30 points against the Washington Mystics when everything seemed to go as planned. However, she has also experienced difficult nights, such as the time she shot only 10% against the New York Liberty. That's the problem about being a pro. You have to learn to manage both the highs and the lows. Like Curry, Clark accomplishes things on the floor that other players wouldn't ever dream of trying. She starts shooting as soon as she crosses half court, and we're not talking about desperate heaves. These are deliberate shots that she practices every single day. Her passing, it's more like watching Patrick Mahomes throw a football than a typical basketball. She can throw no-look passes, behind-the-back passes, and full-court bombs that hit teammates perfectly in stride. She is not merely playing basketball. Rather, she is redefining the game's rules. Curry is unable to contain his admiration. The best shooter in NBA history has the following thoughts regarding Clark. However, he stated in a different interview that she is fearless. She is driven by the game, but she does more than just score points. She improves everyone around her. When you watch them play, she just adds the element of surprise that you can't really game plan for. If you liked it, then like the video and leave a good comment on the video because it's so unseen in the sense of when she crosses half court, she's in her range. Let's discuss about that shooting form, because it's something remarkable. Curry notes that her form remains same whether she is shooting from 3 or 30 feet. It's similar to observing a well-tuned machine. Her follow-through is nearly flawless every time. Her elbow is always at the ideal angle, and her feet are always perfectly positioned. That takes thousands of hours of shooting shot after shot in an empty gym. It's not something you're born with. When Clark pulls up from the logo, something wonderful unfolds in the arena. The audience starts buzzing before she even releases the ball. They are aware that a unique event could occur. Curry clarifies that these shots accomplish more than merely raising the score by 3 points. They undermine the spirit of the opposing team. Consider this: how can you defend a player who routinely makes shots from angles that most other players wouldn't even think to try? Every effort has been made by teams to stop her. They have tried to deny her the ball, doubled her, put faster and taller defenders on her, and more. But she always manages to find a way, just like the greats. Because when you can shoot from wherever and pass like a quarterback, there's no perfect method to guard you. Let's now discuss a topic that has been simmering beneath the surface. Not everybody was prepared for Clark's quick ascent to fame. Some WNBA players have been more cautious, but NBA players have embraced her style of play with gusto. And you know what? That's okay. Every outstanding player who has altered the game has encountered doubt. Bird did, Curry did. Although change isn't always pleasant, it's essential for development. Even LeBron James, who has experience handling high expectations, came forward to support Clark. This is what he said: "Don't get it wrong. Caitlin Clark is going to make great things happen for the WNBA." That is strong support coming from someone who has been carrying the burden of expectations since high school. The trip hasn't been ideal, and it's not supposed to be. That tough game against New York where shots just wouldn't fall, that's part of the story. Those moments when the game seems harder than it's ever been, that's where legends are made. Every great player has gone through it. Jordan did, Bird did, Curry did. It's about how you react when you do fail, not about never failing. However, Clark's story may have more impact than statistics, highlights, or even legend comparisons. It concerns the activities that take place in gyms and driveways throughout the nation. It concerns young children, particularly young girls, who observe her play and decide, "I want to do that." Clark is demonstrating to today's youth that they can have bigger dreams than ever before, much like Bird motivated a generation to polish their jump shot at just 22 years old. Clark stands at a unique crossroads in basketball history. She plays with a flair that speaks to basketball's future while maintaining the basics that would make the greats proud. We're not simply watching another exceptional player, we're watching someone who could radically transform how the game is played. That's what makes basketball so amazing. Sometimes someone comes along who doesn't just play the game, they reimagine it. Bird did it with his court vision and clutch shooting. Curry did it by extending the range of what's possible. Clark is now doing it by incorporating elements from her predecessors while also creating her own distinct style. This goes beyond a gifted player winning games or scoring shots. It's about someone pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible on a basketball court. It's about breaking down walls, changing perceptions, and making us believe in magic every time she steps on the court. And just like Bird couldn't take his eyes off those Indiana games, we can't wait to see what Clark does next season. Please remember to hit the bell and subscribe button if you like this breakdown so you don't miss any more. Please share this with any basketball lovers you know, and leave a comment below with your favorite Caitlin Clark moment to date. Keep witnessing history being made. Till the next time, thanks for watching, and subscribe my channel.